Hi, everybody. It's Wendy Williams coming to you with a 14-day challenge. This challenge is a no complaining challenge geared towards my women. I've already started this process. It's a interesting and lovely journey, and I just want you guys to join me. And what better time to do it than Women's History Month? So, basically, the no complaining challenge will consist of being careful who you allow to call you and complain to you. Also, being more purposeful and positive about how it is that you are complaining and expressing what it is that you're going through. Because complaining is pretty much expressing your discontent, pain, grief, and dissatisfaction with something that's going on in your life, right? And so I just want us to be more cognizant that words are seeds. Words are powerful. It's either you're going to speak life to the thing or you're going to speak death. And if you are speaking negatively about every single thing all the time, don't be surprised when you get nothing but the same results, nothing but negative results, nothing but lifeless results, no change whatsoever. So initially I started this saying no complaining about my job and no complaining about any man in my life, right? And so it's been awesome, guys, okay? Yes, I have things that I can complain about, but for what? For what? I'm working on changing them, but for right now, in the present moment, I have been writing down my thoughts even more. I've always been a writer. So I've been writing down my thoughts even more. So that's one thing you can do when you are stressed, when you feel like I just can't take it and want to have to let this out. Now, yes, you should have a support system. You should have somebody you can go to vent and release these things. But if it's the same exact problem, the same exact situation over and over and over again, you don't have the privilege right now of complaining to anybody else about it. Maybe it's time to get still and talk to God about it. Maybe it's time to get out some pen and paper and write down your thoughts. Challenge yourself on a sheet of paper. God, what are you trying to show me in this present moment with this experience? Or what is it that I need to change so that I start reacting the same way? Why am I giving this thing so much power? Why is this present in my life again with a different person but the same theme? Because what we fail to realize is that we are the common denominator, okay? So for instance, a lot of times when we complain about men, right? Now, yes, it's difficult dating the opposite sex and being in a relationship with them because it's hard enough to change ourselves. So if you think that you're going to be able to change a man, you are already in the wrong playing field, okay? You are already in the wrong direction, sister, okay? You can't change nobody but yourself. And so I hope this challenge inspires each and every individual who considers participating to focus in on how you can change yourself. No one else, not your baby daddy, not your husband, not your bae, not your boo. You can't change nobody. No, you're not, you don't have the capacity to do it, okay? You can only speak words of life, okay? You can only, try to enhance their perspective, but you got to make sure that yours is enhanced and elevated before you try to work on anybody else, okay? All right. So what you can do when you're feeling stressed, again, do some writing. Prayer is awesome. And also, if you can't get out a sheet of paper all the time, I always have notes. I ain't even going to tell you guys how many notes I have in the notes section in my iPhone. Awesome. Also, what you can do is be very careful about allowing people to call you and constantly put their issues in your lap. This is a huge one. If you have a girlfriend, relative, loved one, I don't care who it is, and they're constantly complaining about the same old thing, or maybe it's different thing, because some people just like to be in negativity. That's all some people know, is to be frustrated about something because they're miserable overall. Guess what you can do? Say, you know what? I'm sorry you're going through that, but let me call you right back. When you do that a few times, she's going to get the hint, okay? Because what you don't get to do to me right now in this season that I'm in, you don't get to keep calling me complaining about the same man doing the same thing to you over and over and over again. Then you're cursing and screaming in my ear, and then you'll say, oh, girl, let me call you right back. That's him on the other line. Have you lost your mind? So you have to protect your ears because that's a gate to your soul, it's a gate to your spirit. And a lot of times we don't realize that what we're listening to it plants seeds in your spirit and your mind on how you respond and react to things. So you have to be careful with that. You have to stand up for yourself and guard your heart, guard your spirit, guard your soul, and recognize that the more you're listening to negative things, you're not going to be able to be positive when things come forth in your life. So what we're going to strive to do for the next 14 days, when we're stressed, we're going to pray. We're going to write out our thoughts. We're going to not listen to anything too negative for us, because we got our own stuff to work out. Okay, we can send love, we can pray for one another, but I can't sit and be your crutch to cry on. And a lot of times when women are going through with men, we will dump all those issues on our girlfriends. We'll dump it on our mother's laps, whoever else lap, and the man we laying with every night don't know anything about how we really feel. That is not fair to your friends and your support systems. It's not. So, again, we're going to have to challenge ourselves to understand the power of our words. They plant seeds. Okay? And so, if you're stressed about something, whether it's your employer, it doesn't just have to be a man, because a man is not a stressor for everybody. But I focus on that because that's something I hear women talk about a lot. They're stressed with their relationships. They're stressed with their role as a parent. They're stressed with the kids. And let me speak on that really quickly. So let's say you have a child that's constantly acting out, constantly doing bad, constantly just ignoring your rules and not listening to you. If you call that child a bad SOB, you just like your dad, if you're speaking negative to that child, don't expect anything positive. You're breaking that child's spirit is what you're doing. So if that's what you're doing when you're speaking to your child, you can't expect anything different. Okay? You've planted those seeds. Be prepared to reap that harvest. Okay? The same thing. I know of women who are still sleeping with their children's fathers. And daddy ain't took the kids in the car, rode them up the street to the local corner store, got them an ice cream, no nothing in months. Why does he still have access to your vagina? Why? You think your kids are not paying attention to that? They absolutely are. So, again, we cannot create storms. We cannot allow people to dishonor us, disrespect us. We entertain it. We make provisions for it to be in our life, and then sit back upset and complaining and draining ourselves and draining everybody around us with something that we have more than enough dominion over, things that we have the power to make adjustments. And if you feel like you have no strength to make an adjustment, pray and ask God for wisdom. How should I handle this? God, I cannot take it anymore. What are you trying to reveal to me? What do I need to change? And you have to be still. That means you may have to cut back on social media for a little while. You may have to cut back on talking when you're driving in traffic to go get your kids from work or whatever it is you're doing. You don't have to answer every call that comes in. You're not God. You're not Captain Save 'em all. I used to think that I was like that until I had a very hard fall and I had to learn I don't have nobody but myself and Jesus 9 times out of 10. So, again, you have to look out for you. And this challenge basically is just a way to encourage you to stop speaking death over things, okay? And so if you have somebody who is just, selfish and not being thoughtful about you, there's a way to express that and let them know this is what I'm feeling. How can we work on this so that I don't feel this way? Or I don't get the notion after an experience with you that you just don't give two craps about me. What can we do differently? And ladies, I just want to let you know that I understand that it is hard as hell to definitely set boundaries and set standards and rules in a situation where you're really in love with the man, and especially if you're getting dope D, okay? You all know what dope D is. You can call it penis. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it dickmatized. I don't care what you call it. But I understand that it's very difficult to stand up for yourself when you're experiencing that kind of intimacy and pleasure, okay? But at the end of the day, how is that helping your soul? How is that helping your spirit if the only thing the man is giving you is a good sexual experience? Really, ask yourself. That's not helping you at all. That's not elevating you. He's not adding to you at all. Now, if that's the role he has, then leave him just as that. That means you should never argue with him about anything. it should be, that should be an easy breezy situation. And I know it's hard because I've been there. But when I let go of my expectations, I'll say out of my mouth, I don't care what he does. But whole time it was a really different thing going on, right? So you have to be honest with yourself. I care about this person. I don't want it to just be a sexual situation or a commitment free relationship. You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what can I put up with? Do I want to continue on like this? Because 9 times out of 10, you've probably been accommodating the foolishness. So it's okay to recognize, you know what? This is not working out for me anymore. And not talk to the other person as if they've done something to you, you're a victim and you're attacking them. That is not helpful, ladies, okay? Be very intentional about how you're speaking to whoever it is that's stressing you. Because if you'll catch more bees with honey, okay? Keep it like that. You catch more bees with honey, and this whole 14-day challenge is about elevating your perspective, teaching you how to still function and flow despite the frustrations. Also, and it's helping you to count it all joy because God has it present for some reason. It's something he's trying to mature and elevate in you. And maybe he's trying to show you that the longer you remain the same and stay in your own way, you're going to keep reaping the results that you have. So how about you speak life to those things? Create some affirmations. That's another thing I've been doing. I am victorious. I am a winner. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am worthwhile. You know, I am the head and not the tail. Okay? I am the lender, no longer the borrower. Whatever you have to do to elevate your spirit, that's what you do, ladies, for the next 14 days. No complaining about men. No complaining about your job. No complaining about anything that you have the power to make an adjustment towards, to change the way you react to it and how you're allowing it to affect you, your mood, and your relationships. Because nobody wants to be around somebody who's totally negative. And women, we're not perfect. We are not perfect. We make mistakes all the time. And don't you want somebody to be loving to us, to be understanding to us, to speak to the queen in you when you are missing the mark or you're nasty or you forgot to do something? Don't you want that? So give people the same type of courtesy. Give them the same courtesy. Give them the benefit of a doubt. And if you still feel like they're deliberately doing things to dishonor you, there's a way to handle that. That's all this is about. Changing your perspective, paying attention to your words, plant positive seeds, seeds of love and kindness, because that'll esteem you more to make the right decisions for yourself versus doing it out of anger. And a lot of times the way we were raised, all we know how to do is flow in anger. And, you know, this person did this, so now I'm going to do that. That's dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional because you're going to always be looking for the thing that triggered you to make a decision. Don't you want to flow differently? Right? Don't you want to have a different perspective on things? Do that. Try this, ladies. It'll be interactive. You can find me on Instagram under Wendy Wisdom. You can also follow me on Facebook under Wendy Wisdom Williams. And I'll be posting things. I'll also try to do a video every other day just to check in to see what's going on. How are you guys enjoying it? And if you have any questions for me, definitely feel free to post them. I will respond as quickly as I can. And thank you all for listening. And I just pray that you guys will see the fruit and how my spirit has been lifted with no complaining about any men, my employer, or anything that I have the power to change that maybe I just was not looking at it the right way. But it's been awesome, and I just want to share it with you guys, and I pray that it blesses you as it has blessed me. Thank you all for listening. Toodles.